Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another pre-market watch list here on the Boiler Room, where we try and find some of the hottest stocks to trade every single day. And today we have a few good stocks that we will be watching. So today is proving to be a pretty good day here in the market. Should have a lot of stuff to trade. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, and we can go ahead and start tackling it. So we do have quite a few stocks that we will be watching here this morning. What's going on, Daniels? So let's just start off here with probably the biggest one that I will be watching, which is LTBR, penny stock here. Yesterday was $2. Today, this morning, hits a high of $4.79 at about $4.30. Now, the stock itself did have a little bit of news that was released yesterday, which brought that price from $2 up to a high of $4.79 this morning. Now it's just barely holding on here at about 425, 430 is where it's really kind of just holding itself up. As of right now, this stock does look pretty weak. It's up over 100%. So this stock is on my watch list for a short position. I do believe we are going to see LTBR come down. The news is pretty good, but is it good enough to sustain this high of a price? I don't think so. I think we're going to be able to see LTBR make some moves to the downside, eventually coming down far enough to test the support of $4. And if $4 doesn't hold up, we should see this dump out probably all the way down to, I'm assuming, $3.50. I could see that happening, possibly even lower. Really what we're looking to see have happen here is LTBR hold up a little bit longer in this 425 area. This is kind of where I want the price to be at when the market opens, just so it gives us more opportunity to the downside with less risk. Okay, so LTBR is on watch here this morning for a short. Where's the entry going to be? Not sure just yet because we still have so much time until the market opens. But what I can tell you is that LTBR is trading on high volume. It will be in play today, and I do believe we're going to see LTBR come to the downside. If it doesn't come down, we'll see a squeeze up. But right now, LTBR is on watch for a short. Definitely keep it on your watch list to the short side right now. There's a few other stocks that we will be watching. So we got LTBR as one of them. I am keeping an eye on Therapeutics. Therapeutics went a little mini parabolic from 13 all the way to 17 yesterday. And now it's holding right around $16.40. This is on our nightly watch list here in the Boiler Room trading course. Nightly watch list, as you can see, the stock is finally broken up. And it's really skyrocketed. Every time Therapeutics does one of these big green moves up, it usually sees some red days after. You can see the spike here, it went red, spike here, went red. So if history repeats itself, we're really looking to go short on Therapeutics today in anticipation that we are going to get a move to the downside if history repeats itself. So right now, we are watching Therapeutics for a potential short opportunity. If I had to pick a place to go short, it would probably be below $16. As you can see, $16 held up a pretty good support there for majority of the day. Okay, so that's definitely the area we are going to be looking for Therapeutics to go short. Essentially, will be below $16. All right, there's a few more here that we will be looking at on the watch list. So just a few is ATRA. Hey, ATRA, am I super crazy about it? Not entirely, but as you can see, it had a really big run up. And we just got our first red day after a nice move up. And it's very possible we're going to see continuation to the downside with ATRA, even possibly down to about $30. So for right now, we're going to keep ATRA on watch for a short, as we've had a nice leg up, bull run up from, $15 to $36. Now we're hoping we're going to start seeing some red or some pulling back, which I do believe we will see because we're on our first red day after a nice move up. So we will be keeping ATRA on the watch for a short because it's had such a good bull run up these past few days. Antonio, I will look at SGYP. I did hear there was some news on it. Maybe, if I'm correct, it was FDA approval. TAL is also here on the watch list. Kind of interesting. Price was about 27, gaps up to 31. Now we're holding right around 31. Had some earnings, so we will just be watching this one right now because it had some good earnings. The price gapped up, so there could be plays both to the long side and the downside. Right now, it looks pretty bearish, like it wants to come down a little bit. So again, we have TAL here on the watch list today as there was some earnings. It's gapped up pretty big, so there should be some potential there on TAL. Let's see. Let's see what did it just showing. So there's that one. VAR is another one here. VAR, the reason I picked to watch VAR is simply because of the earnings. We had a huge gap up from $1.13 to $1.27, then back down, then back up. So this one's kind of all over the place as of right now. But, you know, with the earnings, with the volatility it's seen, I imagine there is going to be some type of money to be made, both to the long side and the downside. So VAR put this one on here. It's a higher price stock. Just in case anybody wants to trade anything that's a little bit higher priced, that should have a little bit of volatility today. So we are going to be watching VAR. And the last one I'm really watching here is SECO from $11 to $14 yesterday. Seen some volume, not a ton, but enough that it caused the price to go from 11 to 14. If you look at the daily chart, you'll see that the stock is right here at a possible double top. And if it does double top, we should be able to see a nice move to the downside, opening up opportunity for money to the short side. And as you can see, it's already starting to gap down this morning. So if it continues this way, we'll be definitely interested in opening up a short position. So let me see here. Matt Bacon, VTGN. So let's take a look here at SGYP. Last time I looked, the chart was not so good. Yeah, no, not really. Okay, so the only issue I have with SGYP is that it gapped from $2.40 to $3, and then it crashed right back down to $2.63. Now, does that mean it's not going to be in play? No, not necessarily. It needs a little bit more volume. Well, no, it has quite a bit of volume. It's because it's a higher float stock. So SGYP is a 224 million share float stock, which raises, you know, the concern that it might not make those big significant moves we're really looking for. But for those of you that are trading it, it was recently on a downtrend, and it's the news that made it come right back up. So I'm not crazy about SGYP, but they do have the FDA approval news. So for those of you that are concerned about trading it, it does appear that it may have found some type of support here down at about 262. So you are kind of at a good risk to reward ratio, because if the stock does squeeze up and retests 3, you're kind of buying right down at support right now at about 260 to 270 area. So you have low risk for the potential of a higher reward. So not bad. Let's see. Someone was asking about RMGN. RMGN gapping up this morning, very light on volume. Probably am not going to be too concerned with trading this one as the volume's too low. We've gone over LTBR. Let me actually take a look at that again. Ooh. So instead of it dumping out, it's actually holding up. So this could be interesting. I mean, LTBR is definitely going to be the stock that's probably going to see some of the most volatility today. And that's why it's the main one on the watch list here this morning. Okay, here's one that I was watching as well, is PAGS. PAGS was an IPO yesterday. So That was its first day. We've seen a lot of back and forth volatility. Pops up to a high of 20 or actually $30. It's rejecting, and now it's starting to crash, causing a red day. So honestly, we'll be watching PAGS for potential short as well. So almost everything on the watch list here today is short. Yesterday we had some longs. Actually might even watch, I know there's a lot going on here, but might even watch is it PBYI? Yeah. So I was hoping PBYI would go long out of the gates, but it kind of went back and forth. But as you can see, it's holding a support right at about 65. And I think I might like to look and watch PBYI long since it's not really breaking down below 65. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops below it a little bit before coming just back up above 65. This could cause short sellers to squeeze out of their position. So might look to go long on PBYI today. All right. So that is really all we have here for you on the pre-market watch list on the boiler room. So a lot of stocks to watch. You know, there's going to be both long and short plays on pretty much every single one of them, whether it might be a reversal play or a breakdown. I don't really have many videos on shorting and how do you short a stock. Really, it comes down to your trading broker. You need a broker that allows you to short stocks in the first place. If you're using somebody like TD Ameritrade, you know, one of the most well-known, you know, stock trading brokers in America, they hardly ever have shares to short. They just don't, as a broker, they don't carry a huge inventory of shares to short on any given stock, similar to E-Trade. They don't have a huge variety nor inventory of shares to short of a lot of stocks. So you end up not really being able to short sell stocks. So there's different brokers that carry better inventories for shorting stocks. In Canada, that would be Trade Zero. If you want to use or look into using the same broker that I use, the link is in the description below. I can pretty much short any stock I choose. That's because I'm trading CFDs. So again, all the links for everything are in the description below to join the trading course, the live trading room, get access to some trade ideas, stock scanners, trading broker, Facebook group, everything to stay linked in with the boiler room and what it is that we do here is all in the description below. So you can go ahead and check that out. And then I will see you guys all tomorrow morning.